If you're new here, hi, my name is Juanma Hernandez and I am on a mission of helping the undocumented community get more jobs through entrepreneurship. Pretty much use this channel to share my lessons building my company Prepare LLC from $17,000 in profit to $100,000 in profit. Now, like I mentioned in the last video, I want to start posting a little bit more, and that means I may cut down on the editing, I may cut down, I'm just going to keep it raw. But what I want to start doing is every single Tuesday, I start my week, and every single Tuesday, I reflect on what happened last week. So I guess you can call these videos weekly startup check-in. In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the things that I accomplished last week, some of my financials, and then we're going to end it off with some challenges and strategies for the following week. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the accomplishments I was able to do this week. All right, so in terms of marketing and sales, there was no new sales, but in terms of marketing, as y'all know, I'm only taking a one marketing channel approach. All right, I've just been sending a bunch of emails because that's what worked in Q1 and year one. So I sent 517 emails. However, none of those emails really capitalized into like anything bigger, right? So I had 2 responses, but they only just gave me more information on like potentially who to talk to. And then also I think that people started blocking my emails because I started getting some emails to bounce back, and it said message blocked because of your email, access denied. So maybe they talked to their whole team and they realized that I was emailing all of them, and yes, I may be blocked. So yeah, I mean, no new sales. The other thing that I wanted to talk about for this week is I'm definitely much closer to my next entrepreneurship incubator for undocumented students at San Bernardino Valley College. So definitely just getting everything ready, everything set in stone. And actually this week I was able to reach out to a few undocumented entrepreneurs that I know within the network that would potentially be a great addition into the program to just talk a little bit about their company, talk about how they started, talk about everything pretty much. So I'm really excited about that. Another thing I want to talk about in the incubator is that I was able to get 14 applications in total for the specific incubator program. And again, it's one of those things that when you market it, you don't really market it publicly, you market it privately within the college. So I've just been learning. I actually made a mistake where I was trying to use something on their website to submit certain forms to certain professors, and I realized that that wasn't gonna work because they actually ended up reaching out to me and they were like, oh, you can't be doing it this way. So that's a big lesson that I learned. But on the incubator program, just through the marketing that we were able to do, we received 14 new applications out of a total of 20. So that's actually very exciting. And then the last thing I'll say in terms of accomplishments, I was actually able to meet with the team at UC Irvine to get feedback on the recent bootcamp that we hosted. As y'all saw, I posted a video about this, so go ahead and check it out if you haven't. But they just gave me a lot of great feedback. I was also able to give them feedback for future opportunities when they do bring on other speakers. But yeah, no, like shout out to them. They do an incredible job just putting everything together and giving me feedback, to be honest. Like put it all in a document. And a few things that I had already talked about, like beginning, people were confused, making sure that people understand that it's a fast-paced program, etc. But overall, their team really seemed to enjoy the bootcamp, and the students also enjoyed it. So the beauty about getting feedback is that now I know how to sort of improve my next one. I do have another bootcamp coming in September, October-ish. So just really looking forward to continue to make these better. But that's pretty much everything on the accomplishment side. All right, now moving towards the financials. This one's gonna be short, but one thing I do wanna make clear is that I have 2 goals, okay? So I have a public goal, which is the $100,000 in profit by the end of the year, but I also have a yearly private goal that I do not share with anybody. And when I refer to my financials and the percentage, because I'll be telling you what percentage I am of that goal, it is gonna go towards my revenue goal that is private, all right? Just so y'all know. The public one is just for the public, but privately I have another goal. All right. So financially, we're on track. All right, we're on track. If everything stays the way everything is right now, by the end of the year, we would have 15% of my yearly private goal. And again, I can't talk about that. And I can also think about this like potential revenue, right? So what I mean by potential revenue is some of the organizations that I'm collaborating with, they're going to happen until June. They're going to happen until September. They're going to happen until August, maybe even till October. So we're already in talks and conversations about that, but I cannot count that towards the revenue that I have in the bank because, we still got to do the work. We still got to get paid. And sometimes it takes a while for me to get paid with some of these organizations. But if everything goes to plan, we should hit 15% of our yearly goal by the end of the year. But obviously, hopefully, the goal is to get way more contracts and work with more schools. But that's one, okay? The second thing is I'm actually in talks with another school to host an entrepreneurship bootcamp or an entrepreneurship incubator for their undocumented students. And the beauty and difference about this next one is that potentially I will have to make my content in Spanish, right? So I will need to speak Spanish. And Spanish is my first language, right? So I speak it pretty good. Last year I hosted marketing workshops in Spanish for Spanish-speaking entrepreneurs, and it went well. They told me that my Spanish was pretty good. But yeah, just looking forward to hearing back from them. I might also need to send them a contract, so I'm in the works of figuring that out with an attorney that I have as a contact. But that's the second thing. And then the last one that I'll mention is that I'm also still missing 2 payments from 2 of my clients that I already did the work for. So yeah, hopefully by the end of this month, I get paid for both of them. But if not, I'm just going to continue following up with them. But the beauty about it is and I know y'all are probably wondering, why didn't you get the payment up front? Why didn't you do all these things? Because it's still my first year, trying to get a feel of how these organizations work. They tend to have different decision makers, right? So obviously the person that I talk to is not the one that pays me. And it's also not the one, they're also not the one that makes the final decision, because there's always other people above. There's a hierarchy, and then the person that pays me is the accounting person, and then there has to be a purchase order. So it's a little complicated, but everything is already written as a contract. So no matter what, everything is good, get there. So, that's ultimately on the financial side. Now, one of the challenges that I have had this week is, so there's 2 clients that want to collaborate on an incubator that I'm waiting on, that we had already agreed that in the fall quarter, we're going to launch this program virtual. It's actually 2 universities, which I'm really excited about, and y'all are not going to know the names until it's actually set in stone. But there's been some delays. I haven't heard back from them. I don't know if they still want to work together. And also, because of this week and my incubator coming up, I also haven't made the best follow-up with them and just making sure if they're still interested. But that is one challenge that I've been having. So I think here what I want to continue improving is when somebody tells me, hey, I want to do this program, just continue to follow up with them on a daily basis. So that's something that I'm going to look at in the upcoming week. Just make sure, hey, are y'all still interested? Have y'all given up? Because it is a pretty big contract. And, again, right now I'm just in a position where I want to get to do 40 of these programs so I can help 800 students. And I think at 800 students, I'll be able to get enough feedback to know next year what the direction is with the company. But that's been one of the challenges. And then the second challenge for this week has been my email strategy. Yes, I have been sending now 517 emails, but I haven't really received any thoughtful responses from this marketing channel that I thought I would be expanding to. So that hasn't been working. So I might need to reconsider this, but I think it's still too early to tell. I've only sent approximately 1,000 emails up to this point. So I think for Q2, I want to send 6,000 emails. One marketing channel. If it doesn't work, then I'll just pivot. But yeah, it's been another challenge. Maybe my email just doesn't work for this time around. It worked for Q1, but it may not work for this different customer segments. So that's also another thing I'm looking at. All right. So pretty much concludes this weekly startup review. All right. So overall, I'm still at 15% of my yearly goal. Again, that's the private one. But I'm pretty proud of all the progress that I've made up to this point. And I'm also pretty grateful for my assistant, Cecilia, for being able to help me find all these emails so I'm able to send them. I've been sending 100 emails every single morning. And then I post it on Instagram. So if y'all are interested, go ahead and check that out. And again, right now I'm thinking of maybe changing my email strategy, but I also still think that it's too low of a number. 1,000 emails is still too low of a number. And hopefully, in the following week, I continue to follow up with these 2, clients that I continue to follow up, and hopefully I land 2 more contracts that is going to put me definitely higher up, maybe to the 25% of the yearly goal. But yeah, ultimately, that's pretty much it, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. And again, huge shout out to every single college that gave me an opportunity, every single client that I work with, up to this point. I'm really looking forward for the next 6 months of the year, next 8 months. And as always, everyone, if you found this video helpful, give this video a thumbs up and be motivated and stay motivated, baby.